Now, today marks a year to the day since the deadly gas explosion in Boksburg that killed 41 people. Residents are still trying to pick up the pieces, with many hoping that their lives will one day return to a semblance of normality. A memorial service will also be held today to mark this one-year anniversary since this tragedy took place. That memorial service is expected later this afternoon. Zola Sholwana is watching developments for us, and she joins us now live in Boksburg. And Zola, it's the first annual anniversary, and I'm sure it comes with many devastating memories for those who survived the tragedy.
Yes, indeed, Ayanda, you'd imagine, those that have to relive that moment where the country watched those horrific videos that were making rounds on social media of 41 people that lost their lives in that deadly explosion. Now, this has not only affected those that were there and those that have lost their loved ones, but it has also affected residents of Boksburg that also got to witness that deadly explosion. We are told that later on there will be a memorial service that will be held by families that have lost, their loved ones during the explosion. And, I am joined by two of the residents who have come together to actually cheer those families up, saying that we understand that we can't take away the pain, but at least we can do something just to bring a smile, to those that are still grieving and, having to relive those painful moments. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. I mean, we can see your house, gives us that Christmas feel, and I believe that's what you want family members of those that perished in the deadly, explosion to experience later on today.
100%. That's what I want them to feel. Excuse me, South Africa, I'm so emotional. These people have suffered tremendously, and if I can make a difference, even if it's just for 2 hours today, just to take away that pain and suffering that they're feeling and show them what Christmas is all about. At 12 o'clock today, there'll be a memorial service close to the bridge, followed by a Santa arrival, and that's going to be the absolute highlight of the day. That is where the cheer is going to sit. The people of Boksburg have been amazing. They've arrived here at my home with gifts for the children, some new gifts, some old gifts, but amazing how the people of Boksburg have come on board to show Plantation we love you and we want to make a difference. We want you to forget the sounds of the sirens, the blood, the screaming, the crying, the death that you experienced last year. We want you just to forget that, even if it's just for a mere moment, for the mothers who lost their children on the day, to show them that we care. We know that you lost your children. For one mother, 3 children, for another mother 2 children and a daughter-in-law, another mother also 2 children. These people have suffered. They've suffered enough, and let's make a change. Today is the day that we make a change. We bring cheer, and we want them to be absolutely excited about it and enjoy the day. This day of cheer is for them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we understand that you've been interacting quite closely with those that have lost their loved ones, and obviously we'll get to speak to them later on today, just before the memorial service. How are they feeling now that they have to relive this moment?
During this last week, I've spent a lot more time working with the people in Plantation, getting many more WhatsApps and SMSs. I personally feel that they are feeling it. They are emotional about it, but they also want to be strong. For one mother in particular, Mama Rose, who lost her son, her daughter, and her daughter-in-law, she's trying to stay so strong for her grandchildren. But at the same time, she's also mourning. She's feeling it. She really is feeling it. And for Rosetta, the mother who lost the 3 children, she is feeling it. Charmaine and myself were blessed this week to be able to take her shopping and to spend time in her presence. And she was incredibly quiet, more quiet than what she has been of late. And there were burn victims as well, and we need to remember that not everybody died. There were victims, survivors who burned, and those people too have struggled financially, not being able to go back to work, and needing help and love. Through Charmaine and myself, we've been working in the community for the last 11 months, trying to take them clothing, which has been supported by mainly the community that I live in.
Sorry, you also mentioned during our conversation that there's a wall of remembrance by the Department of Health for those healthcare workers that perished, and you would have hoped to see a wall of remembrance for Boksburg residents as well, and that was not approved.
That's not. Unfortunately, I only learned this week, in fact on Friday, that it was not approved, but it was due to take place today. The unveiling of the wall was due to take place today on the anniversary of the explosion, and the Metro did not approve the wall to take place. There is the wall for the nurses, which is on the premises of the Tambo Memorial Hospital, but only their names have been specified. There are no other victims. And as we know, there were 41 people who perished on the day. It wasn't just 6 nurses. There were lots of people who lost their lives that day. And the sad part is that people who lost their lives actually went there to go and help to get the people away from the explosion, and sadly lost their lives.
I mean, just before we actually hand back to studio, we've seen you pack those boxes, and you obviously can't wait to see how the families will be reacting after they see Santa Claus and those gifts that have been donated by United Boksburg residents.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, happy tears. Just being able to have as much as we have that we can, hand out and, have Santa there. Originally, we were only hoping on, having 40 gifts for 40 children. When we finished up yesterday, we had nearly 130. So we have done extremely well. I think Boksburg community has outdone themselves, especially for us. So I'm really proud and I'm really excited to be at the memorial this afternoon.
Thank you very much for your time. Now, this obviously, this house shows us that this is what will be happening at the memorial service. Just to give you an idea of, what the children and families of those who perished will be experiencing. And obviously, we will be seeing Santa Claus as well. And this is to make sure that they don't focus on the pain that today has made them to revisit all those wounds, the sounds of sirens and everything that they went through on this day last year. So these residents are hoping that what will happen today, or what will take place at the memorial, will actually cheer them up for a moment at least. Back to you, Ayanda.
Yeah, absolutely. Really heartbreaking development there unfolding in Boksburg. 1 year to the day since that devastating explosion. Zola Sholwana, part of our team in that community. For now, thanks very much indeed.